guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another scary story time, paranormal story time video. You guys seem to really like the last one. I think it was like around Halloween time that I filmed that. I'll go ahead and link it down below if you haven't seen that. But I figured I would film another one. And yes, I'm outside in my backyard. And if you saw my last paranormal story time, I kind of explained that, you know, I always am hesitant to do these kinds of videos because for some reason, anytime I talk about scary stuff or really watch a lot of scary stuff, weird things start happening. As a matter of fact, in my last scary story time, the TV turned on by itself. Like, that was prime A example. And I'm not quite sure if it's the fact that, you know, I'm inviting stuff in by talking about it, or more so that, you know, if my mind is really focusing on scary stuff, that maybe it's creating energy that makes weird stuff happen. I'm not really sure, but either way, we just moved into a new house, so I don't want to invite anything in or anything like that, hence why I am filming in my backyard, which, I mean, I know it's still in my property, but I just don't want anything in the house. So anyways, this story, I promise, is not clickbait. I hate those ones that, you know, they tell a really scary story and it sounds really scary from the thumbnail and the title, and then at the end they say, it was a dream, I woke up. I'm like, oh, I hate that. I promise this is 100% real, this happened. So I had a friend in elementary school, and I would always go over to her house all the time. We'd have sleepovers, we'd always be at each other's houses, and weird stuff would kind of happen at her house. A couple weird things happened, and I'll go ahead and kind of just tell like a little story first, and then I'll get into, you know, when we saw some shadow thing. I don't even know what it was. Anyway, so one day we were just playing in her room and stuff, and I was kind of facing the doorway, but I was looking down and playing, and the doorway was kind of like, you know, where the camera is, where you guys are, and I was playing, and my friend had gone out of the room to go get something to drink, or like in the kitchen or something like that, and I saw like an adult, like something tall, kind of walk across the hallway, the doorway, out of like my peripheral vision. So her dad always loved playing tricks on us, like always loved scaring us all the time. So I thought it was her dad. And to keep this video anonymous, I'll change his name to Bob. So boring, but I'll change his name to Bob. So I saw it out of my peripheral vision, and I thought it was Bob trying to scare me, and I was like, not this time, you know. So I got up, and the way he moved was, it was this way, and over here is kind of where the rest of the house was, you know, where my friend was in the kitchen, and at the end of the hallway was the laundry room, and then the garage, and then that was it. Like, there wasn't really any way to escape from this side of the house. So I saw him going this way, so I was like, ooh, I'll catch him, like I'll catch him in the act, you know. So I got up and I ran and I opened the laundry door, and he wasn't in there, so I was like, he must be in the garage. So I continued on and I went in the garage, and I was like, Bob, I know you're in here, like I saw you. And he didn't answer, so I was like, he's still trying to scare me. So I'm like looking around, and then my friend comes in. We'll name her Mary. So Mary comes in, she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, your dad's in here, he was trying to scare me. And she was like, no, he's not. And I was like, yeah, I saw him. She was like, he's in the living room watching TV. And I was like, what? And I was like, I saw someone like move across the hallway and go this way in the garage. And she was like, well, no one's in here. And so I thought that was really weird. And she was like, are you sure? Like, maybe, you know, like some hair got in your face, or I don't know. I was like, I swear, like it was enough to where I legitimately thought her dad went in there. So that was kind of weird, and that was one thing that happened. So now I'll get to the next part. The main story is, we were like really into ghost hunting and ghost books and stuff like that, and we had like a ghost hunting kit, and I honestly don't remember what was in it. I think there was like a temperature thing to measure the temperature, a recording thing, and then they gave you like a little notebook. Some silly, like, kind of like a doctor's kit, but a ghost hunting kit, you know? And so one day we were like, let's ghost hunt today. Like, let's see one. And for some reason, we wanted to go in the bathroom. I don't know why. Well, it was the darkest place in the house. It didn't have any windows, and it was daytime. So we went in the bathroom, and we're setting up our stuff. And again, I don't know why. Like, I don't remember the reasoning. But for some reason, we're like, well, let's sit in the bathtub and close the curtain. Kids. So we get in the bathtub and we're both sitting down, you know, and we get all our equipment out and we start recording and stuff like that, you know. Mind you, it came with a little recorder thing. It was like totally cheap. It didn't really work. Even if you talked into it, it really didn't play it back much, but we just thought, you know, we were cool, we're ghost hunting, you know what I mean? Once again, I was inviting something in. So anyways, we're sitting there and we're sitting up against the wall. So here's the tub. That's really a good visual for you guys. But anyway, so we're in the tub and we're sitting up against the wall. So pretend like I'm sitting in the tub and this is the wall, and then where you guys are is the shower curtain, and behind that is the rest of the bathroom. So we closed the shower curtain and we turned off the lights, and we could still kind of see, but it was pretty dark. And so we're sitting there and we're waiting, and we were sitting there for maybe like 5 minutes, and we're still waiting. And you know, I'm like, you know, are you seeing anything? No. She's like, are you? I'm like, no. So we're sitting there and we kind of almost start getting sidetracked, and there was a point where we just were quiet, and all of a sudden, again, this sounds crazy and I really can't explain it, but a huge, tall, like really tall, and it just looked like a cloaked figure. Like, it was so tall, it really didn't, I don't know, it just, the best I can describe it as like a big, tall, cloaked shadow. It walked right in front of us, and like, I mean, we're in the tub, so it's a small area, so it was right in front of us. It's not like, you know, oh, like, did you see that? It was right in front of us, and it came like out through the wall or something, because like there was a wall here, and you know, it was a small bathroom, and it just walked in front of us slowly and like glided or walked. I don't even know. Like I said, it didn't really look like a person, but it didn't really look like a creature. I don't know what it was, and it just in front of us. And of course, like, I'm like just staring at it, you know, and it walked past us, and then following it was a bright little light. Like, again, it sounds crazy and I don't really know how it's to describe it other than it was like a little ball of light, which now that I'm older, it really resembled an orb. I don't know if you guys don't know what an orb is. It's just a ball of energy, and I don't know, some people say that, you know, they're spirits, some people say they are balls of energy. Who really knows what orbs really are, but they show up all the time on camera and in pictures a lot. I don't know if you've ever taken a picture, and if you see like little blurry balls of light or little balls of light, or if you sometimes people, you can see them, you know, go across the room. However, it was a lot brighter than any orb I've ever seen. Anyway, so this just ball of light just was following it, and I looked at my friend, and she was like, her face was the same as mine. She was like, you know, we both looked at each other, and like, we were just so scared and surprised and confused that we didn't really know. Like, we just were like, and we were quiet for like a minute, and we couldn't say anything. Like, we were terrified, we didn't know what to do. We couldn't even scream for her mom, like we couldn't do anything. And so then finally I was like, did you see that? She was like, yeah, what was that? Like, oh my gosh, you know. And so then at this point where we're kind of come to our senses, we like freak out and we run out of the bathroom, and we're screaming and we're freaked out, and we like run in her room and we get under her covers, and we're like terrified, and we're like, what was that? And her mom like came in and was like, what is wrong with you guys? And we're like, we saw someone, we saw a big shadow thing, like, and you know, she was like, calm down, and we're like, it was in the bathroom, and she was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, she went and looked in the bathroom, she's like, there's nothing there, like, you know, you guys probably imagined it. And we're like, no, we both saw it. Like, we both saw the same thing. We saw a big shadow thing, and it had a cloak, and both of us were describing the same exact thing. So I know I'm not crazy. Either that or both of us were crazy and happened to imagine the same thing. I don't know. And she too saw the, you know, glowing ball that followed it. So, you know, still to this day, like, I have no idea what it was. And after that, like, I was freaked out to go to her bathroom by myself. Like, we'd always go to the bathroom with each other when I was there. Like, it was just so weird. And I mean, we had like the little recorder thing on, and we turned it on, and it just sounded like like static, which is kind of what it sounded like all the time. So there was no noise. Like we had the little temperature thing and we didn't even think to look at it, you know what I mean? Like afterwards we went back in there, and because we left all of our equipment in the tub, and like after a while we both were like, all right, we gotta go get our stuff, and we grabbed it, and like, I mean, the thermometer by then, it was just normal. So again, I have no idea how to explain what it was. Comment down below if you've ever seen or experienced anything similar to this, or if you have any idea what it was, but it was pretty freaky. That is the end of the story. As usual, like this video if you want to see more of this type of stuff. That's really the way I know if you guys like videos and stuff like that. So if you want to hear more creepy stories, I have so many creepy stories, guys. I don't know why. I guess some people are more prone to, you know, that kind of stuff, and some people lots of stuff happens to. Some people go their whole lives without, you know, experiencing anything paranormal. If you guys can't wait for another video and you have to see more scary stories, I would definitely check out Shane Dawson's channel or Loey Lane's channel. I'll link both of their, Loey Lane does a lot of paranormal story times or creepy story times. Kind of same thing, like a lot of weird things happen to her. And then Shane Dawson, he'll do like conspiracy theories, he'll do haunted houses, like weird things, you know, like that. So I'll link both of their playlists down below. That way if you want to continue watching creepy stuff right now, you can do that, because those are the ones I always like to watch. As usual, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. If this is your first time coming to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. That way you can see more videos that I put out. And if you are a long-time family member, thanks again for always watching, and thanks for your continuous support. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't let the bed bugs bite.